Teddy Sprouse and his partner Ryan Harvey, a very good team. Harvey from Oregon, Sprouse from Utah. They'll be on the left. Over there on the right, out of Vancouver, British Columbia. In the forward position, that's Cam Burrows. And at goal, Dylan Phuong. Best 3 games out of 5. It's winner's bracket in the round of 16.
Oh, really? Oh.
1 hour and 6 minutes down.
Yeah.
2 hours and 54 minutes to go.
Yeah, Will come up for a little bit.
1-0 lead early on for Sprouse and Harvey. We've been live now for 1 hour and 6 minutes, 2 hours and 53 minutes and 15 seconds left in our primetime foosball event here from Seattle, Washington. This is Cam Burrows. We're going to try to get a chance to talk with Cam up here, maybe after this match or a little later on. Cam is the president of the Canadian Table Soccer Federation, also the head of Vancouver Foosball. Doing such a great job up there in BC. And hopefully we get a chance to bring him up and have a conversation with him as well. Yeah. 2-1 lead early on for Burrows and Phuong. And speaking of Canadians, joined by Edmonton, Alberta, Canada's Will Stranks.
Hey, Jim.
There's Will, as soon as we come into focus. That could be me. Maybe I'm out of focus. A chance to watch a couple of your fellow Canadians, including the president of the Canadian Federation, Cam Burrows.
Yeah, Cam and Dylan have been playing together for a while. Cam's doing awesome things up in Canada, running our national federation and helping get the World Cup and our national teams going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great to see Cam over in Spain and the continuing growth of the Canadian program. But Canada is a big country. I don't know, newsflash, folks, Canada is big. But there really is a separation. You've got Western Canada, you've got way over there, Eastern Canada, in different styles of play. Certainly in Quebec, you're getting more of a French style of play or an international style of play, whereas in Toronto, it is predominantly tornado. Out west, where you are in Edmonton, and of course in Vancouver and Calgary, tornado style of foosball. But it's kind of nice, I guess, when you do put together your Canadian team, that you do have options such as some of the players from Quebec and the Bonzini style players and others to put together your team in a multi-table fashion.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have that, I think. In Quebec, they play on Garlando too a little bit. Mm-hmm. Tons of Bonzini, which is awesome for us, and I think it's just kind of starting to migrate west, where a few more people are getting Bonzini tables and trying to, learn different styles of games and be able to be a little bit more competitive at an international level.
4-2 lead here in this first game for the Canadians. Cam Burrows and Dylan Phuong. A nice pickup here by Cam and a chance to close out game number 1, but first, a timeout. And you've had a chance to travel a little bit and be part of the Canadian team and talk a little bit about your experiences when going overseas and playing internationally.
Going to the World Cup is the number one coolest thing in foosball right now. Getting to go over, especially when it was in France and Nantes, seeing the size of the crowds they have, and even just being able to watch the French team play and see what their crowd's like with people banging things and cheering. And it's not something you see in foosball very many places. So
Ryan Harvey, after the loss of the ball by Cam Burrows, able to grab it and put it in to make it 4-3. But you tell people about it, and of course more and more the North Americans are represented in greater numbers at the World Cup, but there really isn't anything quite like the World Cup event. As great as the Tornado World Championships are and the Hall of Fame Classic, as Teddy Sprouse now picks it up and looks to tie this first game up at 4, and he does. It really takes the sport to an all-time level as far as promotion, as far as the professionalism of it, the exposure. Like as you said, we'd go to Nantes and there'd be 1,500 locals, sometimes even more than that, sitting in the crowd watching. You'd go downtown, you'd grab a beer and they'd put it on a coaster with a picture of a Bonzini man on it, or you'd drive around and see posters and signs around town. And we will be returning to Nantes in 2 years for the next World Cup. But it really is as big as it gets. And there is Teddy Sprouse completing his team's comeback. 3 in a row from Sprouse and Harvey, and they lead 1-0.
What a comeback. Down 4-2, I think.
They were down 4-2 just seemingly a minute and a half ago. And 3 in a row makes it 1-0, and we're quickly going to get the second game underway. Talk about some of the players. Of course, many of us aware of Mario Aragonello and Mario Iannuzzi, and of course Kane Gabriel now living in America, but competed for Team Canada, and yourself, outstanding players in Canada. That's 4 goals in a row now from Sprouse and Harvey, and they're up 1-0 here in this second game. But you guys can put together a pretty strong team.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good players in Canada. Like you said, it's a really diverse or big country, so we have a hard time getting all our players together and really playing with each other. It's easier for us to come to the States when we play with each other than it is to travel in Canada to play, just because of how far away our cities are.
Yeah. And you flew here to Seattle, I assume. It's a bit of a long drive from Edmonton, certainly. I recall you brought me up to work the tournament at the Mall in 2012, was that?
Yeah, that's right.
I had a great time. Really awesome to come up there. But Edmonton's way out there in the middle of nowhere. It's this big city of 1 million people in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah, it's really far north and it's really cold. We have an awesome scene up there now. Last Monday we had 26 people at our DYP.
And there's Harvey.
Nice
that
job.
one blocked back in to make it 3-1. And a timeout called. So Cam Burrows, Dylan Phuong come out to get 3 of the first 4 here in this second game after they lost that first game. Nice turnaround here for the Canadian pair. And we've got a timeout.
Cam's been doing a really interesting thing with his 5-bar lately. That pretty cool weave, really moves the ball a lot and finds all sorts of options, and when he passes through, he really smokes it. So it's a pretty sweet 5-bar to watch, I think.
And we'll keep an eye on that. All right, it has been a match of streaks, certainly. Sprouse and Harvey closing out that first game with 3 in a row, and now Burrows and Phuong coming back to get 3 of the first 4 here in game number 2. Here's Sprouse, shot attempt. Rebound comes back to Teddy. Of course, the last match we did, Sprouse in the DYP really put on a show, shooting 73%, passing 73% as he won the match in about 8 minutes in a very impressive performance. All right, here's Burrows looking to give his team a 4-1 lead, and he does. Now, I don't know how aware you are of the history of Canadian foosball, but there were good Canadian players playing on the tournament soccer tour and into the 80s on Dynamo, and I don't know whether that's a little before your time, or how much you are aware of some of the old school Canadian players.
Only the ones that still play. We don't have very much of a history book or any real records of who played. Mitch is here. Mitch Jang is here from Vancouver, and he's a legend in Canada. When I started playing, I probably started playing in 2009 and didn't meet him until maybe 2017, and all I'd ever heard is, Mitch is amazing. Just wait till you see Mitch.
That shot attempt by Burrows, blocked but rattles in anyway, so we are even at 1 game apiece. We're joined right now by Will Strengths of Canada, of Edmonton in Alberta, as we are bringing you action in open doubles. This match in the round of 16 of the winners bracket here at the 2019 Washington State Open. Nice turnout here this weekend. Good job. What is it that brings you to this tournament? Now, I know you're actually one of the most successful players in the history of the Washington State Open. Talk a little bit about your accomplishments here.
Yeah, the first time I really came to the States for a tournament was 2010 Washington State, and actually there was 4 of us that drove down, and we won amateur doubles and open doubles in the same tournament.
Oh, wow.
And henceforth have been bumped to pro. So
no more amateur doubles for you.
No more amateur doubles. Coming down, I was hoping to win AM and didn't think I had a shot at open. And just Christian Dunn I was playing with, and he was just on fire that weekend, and I was playing goalie for him. I was playing forward in amateur doubles, but that was the first one. And since then, I guess this is my 8th Washington State Open.
Wow,
I believe
okay.
I've won 3 and have 3 second-place finishes in open doubles.
I'm guessing there is no one else that has quite as accomplished a record as you. That's impressive.
Thanks.
1 game apiece, no score here in the 3rd game. Oh, beautiful pass here. And again, you can see when you watch Burrows and Phuong play together how much of a team they are, the chemistry that they have, the familiarity with each other's games. And that can go a long way. And that's something we don't see so much anymore. Again, we're going to reflect on history. In the 1970s on the tournament soccer tour, you had teams. You had team names.
That's so cool.
But you had players who always played together. We kind of got away from that, I think, during the 90s, in particular on the Tornado Tour. And when players would mix it up, one star would play with another star. And I think besides Gummison and McMillan and maybe 1 or 2 other exceptions, we really lost a little bit of that and the chemistry that comes with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And these guys are super, super close friends. I know they just spend time talking about foosball, not even playing necessarily, but just talking. And when you have that connection with somebody, I think it really helps understand what you're thinking at certain times. And, so much of the mentality can be stronger because of teammates.
1-0 lead here in the 3rd game for Burrows and Phuong. Chance for Cam to increase his team's lead, but Harvey back there to make the block. Ryan Harvey can be explosive offensively from goal. If anyone saw the Moneyball performance by Harvey from the goalie position when he was playing with Jeffrey Pipkin, it was very impressive. Hit some huge shots and hit a bunch of them.
Ryan's game is awesome. It's about as exciting as it gets, especially his 2-bar, but even his 3 and 5 are great.
Very, very explosive player.
Absolutely.
Yep. As can Teddy Sprouse be. We've had a chance, of course, Teddy, a former pro doubles champion in Las Vegas, and that's saying something. That is a very tough event to win at either the Tornado Worlds or at the Hall of Fame Classic. And Teddy and his partner, Steve Simons, were able to win that title a few years ago.
Yeah, they're probably a bit of a momentum team, Teddy and Ryan. Both extremely talented and players that if you get on a roll, they're going to just keep going.
Whereas Cam and Dylan seem to be very consistent, play every ball at a high level, but maybe not the ebbs and flows, the peaks and valleys that you're going to get from Sprouse and Harvey. And from Harvey in particular, and that one up the table off a man and in, and we're even at 2.
Switch from Ryan and Teddy here.
Sprouse moving back, Harvey moving forward, and Ryan able to take it away and call time out.
It's a good switch.
We're tied up in 1 game apiece. We're even at 2 goals apiece. Open doubles action from the 2019 Washington State Open. As Sprouse steps back to the forward position and puts it back into play. And strokes it home to that far side. It's 3-2. Very productive switch. As the pair on the left have surged back ahead, and Harvey brushing it down, grabbing it on the 3-rod, calling timeout to bring Teddy back to forward. If I'm Cam Burrows and Dylan Phuong, though, I'm taking that full 30-second timeout right there. The momentum has certainly switched to the left side of the table. And let's let Teddy and Ryan slow things down a little bit. And there's Sprouse again fighting that near corner. But I'm a guy that thinks you should always take a minute and a half between games, and you should always take 30 seconds during timeout. So why wouldn't you?
Well, I think you know better than anyone, Jim.
And just like that, it's 2-1. Wow, talk about explosive. There it was, an explosion from the left side of the table, as Teddy Sprouse and Ryan Harvey now lead 2-1. If you got a little time, we'd like to keep you around till the end of the match. I know you're also playing. Who are you playing open doubles with this weekend?
I'm playing with Simon Edwards.
Yeah.
We lost already, so we're in the losers bracket. And it wasn't a hot start, but a long way to go now.
Yeah, you've just made the road a little longer. It's all. It certainly can happen, and I hope it does.
Yeah, we just tried to put the first one behind us after and be able to come out hard in the next one, but see how it goes. All
right, 2-1 lead for Teddy Sprouse and Ryan Harvey. This is Sprouse starting in the goalie position and stroking it home.
Nasty shot.
Another pickup here by Harvey. Boy, they don't lose much when they switch. They're both outstanding shooters from goal and forward.
Interesting to see them switch after winning the last game and switching to start this one.
Let's look at the numbers through 3 games. Wow. Cam Burrows, just 4 for 16 passing the ball. That's 25%. He is 8 for 14 shooting it at 57%. And we're even at 1 now. You're in this 4th game. Teddy Sprouse and Ryan Harvey, 10 of 23 passing. That's 49%. 43% as I look more closely. And they are 8 of 14 shooting it. One of those was Ryan Harvey, and the rest of them were Teddy Sprouse. So solid offensive numbers for Sprouse and Harvey, and they lead 2-1, and now looking to take a 2-1 lead here in the 4th. And again, thanks to Clay Toomey.
Absolutely.
Doing his thing, and everybody loves what Clay Toomey does. We don't get it enough, frankly.
It's only been probably the last couple of years that we've even had any real stats for foosball, but I think it's amazing. So much fun to watch and be able to, hear what people are doing, and you can see by eye, but sometimes it's a lot better to actually see the numbers.
Yeah, and especially when you have a guy like Toomey, who is a world-class typer, which then allows him to chart so many different things. And I forget what the exact number was. What is it, 114 different things you're charting, Clay? All right, we're going to get a switch on the right side. Dylan moving forward with possession on the 5. Cam moving back to goal. Harvey is in the forward position on the left side as Dylan Phuong puts the ball back into play. Has that one knocked down by Harvey. It comes back to Sprouse. 1-1 here in the 4th game. 2-1 lead for Harvey and Sprouse. And there's a turnover as Sprouse hands it to Phuong. That shot off the near corner. Rebound back to Teddy. Hope you're enjoying our live coverage from the Washington State Open at the Inside Foods TV channel at YouTube and, of course, at netfoods.tv. If you're not a subscriber of the Inside Foods TV channel, head on over there if you aren't already. If you're there, just click that little picture of me in the lower right corner of the screen and become a member. And each time we post new content, whether it's live or recorded, you'll be notified. And you can head on over and have a look at what it is we're offering. And again, in a couple of weeks, we're going to release an Inside Foods Classic. The 4 greatest players of all time, potentially, as Harvey grabs it. On the 3-rod, we'll call timeout and bring Teddy back to forward. Sprouse will shoot against Phuong, who has moved back. But Frederic Collignon, Todd Lafredo versus Tony Spreadham and Billy Pappas, the 2006 Tour kickoff in Las Vegas, and the Open Doubles final. It was a good one, and you'll get a chance to watch that here in a couple of weeks. And there is Sprouse hammering it home to make it 2-1.
Teddy's playing really confidently right now. You can see when he stepped up there, he just 100% believed he was going to score that shot.
Yeah, he is. He really has been this last couple of matches we've had him here. It's not always the case with Teddy, but he has been very focused and dynamic in that forward position. Burrows with a big possession here, able to find the back of the goal to make it 2-2.
I think a little bit of patience paid off a long way there for Cam.
And again, I think when you have a team rolling, as Sprouse and Harvey have been the last couple of games, you do want to slow the tempo down. You do want to take your full 30 seconds or a minute and a half, because right now there's no stopping Teddy Sprouse. He is on fire again.
Nice little chip on that weave.
This match has been played at a very fast pace, very intense pace. It's been a good one. That big pull shot from goal by Sprouse. Just playing with tremendous confidence. That one knocked back towards the goal. Teddy able to keep it out. It's 3-2 here in the 4th game. 2-1 lead for Ryan Harvey and Teddy Sprouse. Remember that first game when Burrows and Phuong were up 4-2. Seemed to be in control and were playing very well. And the comeback, and it's been Harvey and Sprouse pretty much entirely since then. And the pull shot from Harvey gives Harvey and Sprouse a match point. This is Harvey rattling it through. He'll set it up against Burrows, looking to win the match. Swings and misses on that one. Knocked back wide of the goal. This is Burrows. Cam sent it along the outside wall towards the goal. Collected by Sprouse. Everybody's sort of sitting back and taking a breath now. This has been played at quite a pace, quite a tempo so far. Oh, that beautiful pass along the inside wall. Phuong couldn't hold on to it. It comes back to Harvey. Another chance here for Ryan. And he's going to call timeout, bring Teddy back to forward. Teddy Sprouse will put the ball back into play and look to win the match. Sprouse, shot attempt blocked and taken away by Phuong. That one's going to squirt through to the 5 of Burrows, who digs it off that outside wall. Brings it near side, weaves, trying to go through the lane. Sprouse got a man on it, comes back to Phuong. Dillon shot goes wide. Burrows able to grab the rebound. He'll set it up, looking to cut the lead to 1 here in this 4th game. And he does. Remains match point for Sprouse and Harvey. And Teddy along the wall, another chance to advance to the quarterfinals in open doubles. But Phuong able to hold him off, and then Burrows couldn't hold on to it, and Sprouse also losing it back to Dillon. And that one stuffed back into the goal, and there it is. In 4 impressive games, Teddy Sprouse, Ryan Harvey defeat Cameron Burrows and Dylan Phuong to advance to the quarterfinals in open doubles. All right, Will Strengths, thank you for joining us, and good luck the rest of the weekend as you attempt to come back from that loser side in open doubles.
Thanks a lot. Pleasure being up here, and talk to you soon.
Thanks, Will. All right, folks, about halfway through a primetime Foosball Live from Seattle. We'll get some final stats for you on that one here coming up.